morning, Amy. I wanted to do a fun football-themed buffet setup. I always think buffets are the smartest approach when you're feeding a crowd, especially when the game's on in the other room. Lets people get back to the TV as needed. Or if you're on your way to the game, it's quick, easy cleanup too, which we'll talk about as we go through this. So we wanted something kind of rustic and casual because football parties should always be that. So what I've used is actually craft paper to cover the tabletop here. It's fun because it lets you label all of your dishes, which is super helpful on a buffet, particularly if you've got guests with allergy concerns or vegetarians in attendance. Then they can know if the potatoes are stuffed with bacon or not prior to taking some. And then it also lets you kind of doodle on it. I just did some little football play diagrams on here with the X's and O's that we're always seeing them right on the screen during the football games. It can be something you can turn the kids loose on and let them be artistic and creative with it. So it just encourages kind of that interactive and lets guests see what they're being served, and you don't have to answer a million questions. I also did just a quick turf table runner here. This is just that AstroTurf. It's great contrast against the beige to bring in that pop of green, and it evokes the idea of a field. Then we also, on a buffet, I like to keep the utensils pre-packed for the guests. It makes the movement through the line a little quicker, so they're not having to run back to grab a fork that they forgot. And here I've just wrapped them up with their napkin, and then I tied them with this ribbon, which is actually printed with yard lines. It comes from a company in Milwaukee. It's made from recycled paper. Really fun stuff, and just ties in that football theme. We've also got one here printed with footballs too, but any ribbon will do. It's just a nice way for guests to get everything they need at the start of the buffet and move on down the line. For the flowers, I wanted to keep this simple because when you've got a setup like this where you've got all your serving dishes and then we've got the dishes names and all the diagramming happening on the craft paper, I wanted to bring in color, of course, because everything we've got going on right now is beige, green, and white, so we needed to get our gold. So we've got just really simple yellow daisies. Just using staggered height cylinders or whatever varied height glass vessels you have. It could be bottles, that sort of a look would work too. And we wanted to keep them just really loose, varied heights. We want this to come up above the dishes. And less is more in an approach like this. We sort of wanted to look like they're growing right out of the turf. So we kept them really loose and airy and simple at staggered heights. Probably the best thing about this is when the buffet is all completed, you've obviously got to remove your dishes. AstroTurf can simply just be rinsed off. You don't have to worry about laundering that or cleaning that. Just give it a quick rinse and let it dry. And then you simply bundle up the craft paper and your buffet is cleared and you are on your way to the game.